I'm trying to do a loan modification with somebody. Um, I
I
had to
would have.
claim bankruptcy.
Oh, you claim bankruptcy. That is. I know that's an option. But that's our least favorite option. But it's still an option. Um.
Yeah, I'm just like I have to go to court tomorrow and see what
Mhm.
they say, and hopefully I can get this
Did you
straightened
did
out.
did you try a loan modification before you went with a bankruptcy?
I tried with my original mortgage company,
Uh
but they
huh.
said that they weren't able to create an affordable payment. So
Oh, because of your income.
I guess it was because of my
Yeah.
income. I mean, I'm
That's the main reason why anybody gets. That's the reason why anybody gets denied most of the time. Because
okay.
of course, whenever you do a loan modification, they put the your arrears to the back, and what they do is this: your mortgage will go up. I don't know how much it goes up, but it goes up substantially. So yeah, that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they said that I should contact homeowners hotline, which is Hope,
Mhm.
and ask for MHA help.
Yes. Yes. Did you try? Where were you in New Jersey? Well, each state has their own. Where you can get financial aid. Each
Right.
state has their own department, which they also help out. How much were your arrears?
I think 114,000.
Oh
I was
yeah,
out
that's
of work for a
tough.
year and a half. I had
Yeah,
a
that's
an
tough.
operation. I couldn't do it.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
that's very common that people end up going through this. One of them was because of COVID, of course, and then the other one because a lot of people, have had an operation or anything, anything has to do with medical, So
Yeah.
wow,
It's been
sorry
a
to hear
tough
that, man.
year.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. God is with you
Yeah.
though. God is with you.
I hope so. I keep
Yeah,
talking
he.
to him. I hope
Oh,
he's
you have
hearing me.
to. Yeah, you have to. Okay, so I mean, when will you know if it's final? Maybe we do have a specialist. We do have several specialists on our team that we're not calling you to charge you anything. 'Cause,
Right.
we just call to give advice, point you in the right direction. Because nobody's gonna call you and give you advice. I know you get hundreds of calls with people trying to buy your property. They don't
Right.
even
Right.
they don't help out. They just want to buy your property, and to me, I think that's kind of disgusting because I went through a situation with my family, and
Did you?
I don't want anybody else going through that same situation. So I like to help.
And what's your
So
name?
my name's Jose.
Okay, Jose.
Jose, yeah.
And a number I can reach you at?
Let me see. Let me pull one up for you. Because normally the people that are gonna reach out to you will be our specialists. If you like, I can have them text you a number where you can reach them just in case anything goes out, anything happens. Just in case it doesn't go as planned. Or we
Okay.
can reach you, or we can reach you. Let's say, I know it usually takes about 90 days. When
Okay.
was the day you filed Chapter 13?
I think it was April 29th.
And we're in April, May. Oh, okay. So yeah, you still have. How about we call you in about another 2 weeks,
Okay.
just
Sounds
to
good.
check up on you, to see how you're doing. We are gonna send you a text message. I'll have our team send you a text message with numbers and emails where you can contact us,
Okay.
just in case anything happens, just in case you know, they deny anything. But with chapter, they usually don't with chapter, but it's always subject to be approved, So
Yeah. Yeah, I claimed Chapter 13 because I want to keep my house. I don't
yeah,
want
of
to lose
course,
my house.
yeah, of course, and that's what we do. We actually help people keep their properties. We're not, we don't want the banks to win. Definitely not.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will. If you
Okay. So
text me that number, I'll
okay,
definitely give you the call. Hopefully, I
definitely.
have good news for you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay. So I'll go ahead and I'll have them give you a text message with some
Okay.
information that way you can reach us, and also we'll reach out in about 2 weeks, just to see how you're doing, to see if everything's going as planned. You know. So That way
Sounds good.
in anything, always give us a call. Okay. All right.
Okay, very
All right.
good.
Perfect. You have a wonderful day. God bless.
All right, you too,
Bye bye.
Jose. You take care.
You too.
All right, Jose, fantastic. Very smooth. Yeah, you made a friend there. you, you
Yeah,
cla-
I try to do that with every call. Showing
yeah,
sympathy and try to mostly conversate with them. It kind of it gain trust, and
yeah,
it kind of helps out with people in situations like this.
yeah. And she identified with when the quip you made about the bank. I like that because you were clearly on her side, right? So, and then
Hmm.
they trust you, and she's gonna want to talk to you again, and that's probably the most important thing we do with these leads is follow up. Find out what is happening, what have you. I liked your introduction. Yeah, yeah. What feedback do you have for yourself on that one?
The good thing is that most of the calls after the intro they do say, "Oh, I've got it under control," but I didn't give up on the call. You know, um, I kept her on the phone, kept talking to her.
Right.
I think that's what I think that's what this is about. Getting to talk to people, see what the situation they're in, see how we can help. So sometimes a lot of people a lot of people do lie saying that they have it under control, but
Mhm.
you never really know what the future holds. So it's better to kind of go in there and you know be a safety net, let them know that we're here just in case. Like of course if in the long run they're looking to sell, well at least they're gonna have Jose in the back of their mind, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
or
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
team, yeah,
Yeah. I
anything.
think with a lot of these calls when we get them talking like that, I think we're at the stage where we can try and get the story. With a lot of these, I'd like to ask the question. Well, we should begin to think about asking this question. Well, what got you into this situation? Did you lose a job? Was there a health issue? Tell us your story, and sometimes that will give us some insight into what the solution might be. So for example, if they've lost their job, they've probably lost income. Well, you can say, follow up. Have you got a new job? Are you making what you made before? And then we'll know whether a loan mod would fit, right? Or a reinstatement or whatever. So understanding the story is part of solving the problem because that's what we want to do. We want to solve the problem for
Mhm.
them. We want to truly help them. We don't want to build them up and then disappoint them, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we've gained a lot of knowledge in foreclosure these last couple weeks. I mean, just by answering their questions and knowing what I'm talking about, just kind of, make somebody feel like they're talking to the right person.
Right.
Like, oh, this
Exactly.
guy just don't know anything. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's good to always practice. Sometimes just listening, just listening will also, and not really but while they're trying to talk and butt in, they'll kind of just start talking about everything, just like the reason why she got in. She said she went into an operation and she couldn't. She didn't go to. She didn't work for a few months. So it's kind of just basically gaining that trust with that person on the other line. On the other side of the line.
Right. 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 Yeah. So we got parts of the story, didn't we?
Hmm.
Yeah. There you go. All right, Chan, what do you think of that call?
I think I listened to like the last 30 seconds of that call. It came
All
in
right.
late. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. Yeah. Yeah. What did you think of the 30 seconds that you heard?
I like how Jose sounds like the way he sounds is just like it makes you want to talk to him, It's so soothing.
Right.
I need to
Yeah.
learn that.
Yeah. I think tone is so important on these calls, especially with the foreclosure leads. You know, we can't act all excited or um, too much energy. We need to be at match their level of tone. I think that's where your success is, Jose. You've got that right tone. You've hit the that frequency with. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think so as well. That's really helped me out on how to actually get somebody to talk and let them know. Always let them know, hey, is it okay if we call you back just to see how everything's going? And they say they got it under control, but at the end of the day, if they hear that, they're like, yeah, just in case it doesn't go as planned, So because I always let them know everything's subject to be approved, so we don't actually know if it's going to get approved or not.
Right.
So,
So true.
so yeah, a good, always good to follow up.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Okay. So, what did you think, Hiram?
Actually, I had a little bit of trouble hearing the call, but I've heard Jose before. He is really good on the calls. Like he said, you gotta act like a friend. You gotta, make sure you gotta keep them on the phone, keep asking the right questions. Whether they have it on control or not, you just gotta tell them, in case you don't, just you have something to fall back on, you can call me whenever.
Very good. Yep. Thanks.
Yeah,
All right.
Jose, on that call, my only feedback, it's nitpicky on there, but just like Graham has said, gathering more info, like in the beginning when she said that she had it all taken care of. When we asked, you said that was great to ask, okay, oh, you got it taken care of. What have you done? You asked that question and then you filled it in. Did you do a loan mod? You did this? Just my only feedback would be to leave your questions open-ended and don't answer them for them and let them fill it in. Not a big deal here because again, the information came out. You just again nitpicky. It allowed them to talk and give up that info, and it all came out in that call, so you got it. So again, not a big deal. Just being more methodical. I just leave that open-ended, and then try to gather what their situation is and what she wants to do earlier in the call. Which again, she said that later on that she wanted to stay in the house and all that, but that'd be my only feedback. It's a good call.
Thanks, Jose. All right, let's listen to another one.
Hello, Kimberly.
Yes.
How you doing, Kimberly? It's Jose. I'm a homeowner advocate. I was calling to make sure someone has reached out to you to see if you need help stopping or delaying a foreclosure process.
I filed bankruptcy 13 to keep the house.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a tough one. I know bankruptcy is an option, but it's one of the least favorite options that there is. So, you couldn't do a reinstatement? You were out of your options already?
It was taking them forever. I started working with the mortgage company a year ago, and whenever it would take them like 30 days to go through it, and then at the end of 30 days, they were requesting new paycheck, so like all bank stuff. They kept doing this over and over and over, so it was like never ending, and the date was getting closer, and I'm like, I don't have credit anyway because my husband, a drunk driver hit me, so I don't work.
Wow. Sorry to
And
hear
then
that, man.
thank you. And then my husband passed away,
Oh, wow.
and I lost his income. Is how the house ended up getting like this anyway. So
Wow. My heart goes out to you. I'm truly sorry everything's been going on.
so that was the only way to save it.
Yeah. And I know how these lenders are. They like to give you the runarounds. I mean, wow.
Oh, ridiculous!
You know.
Yeah.
Like they said, the lenders is like other departments. It's like the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, even if they're that close, So
Even after I filed bankruptcy a month ago, I still got something from the mortgage company dated 3 days ago that says they still need X, Y, and Z from me to finalize the modification. And then I also got something from them that says, you filed bankruptcy, blah, blah, blah. This will be your normal payment that you'll be paying through the trustee. So it's like, do they not, two totally different paperwork in the mail from the same company. So
Yeah. Wow.
I figured if it's any time to blow my credit, now would be the time, since I don't have credit, because everything was in my husband's name. And then I was, like the beneficiary or whatever.
Yeah. Well, kind of, filing bankruptcy it's gonna stay on your record for like 6, 7 years now.
Yeah, no big deal.
Is it finalized? Did they put you on a probation period where you have to do like the first 3 payments just to see if
No, they didn't do that. That's going to be May 22nd. I have my final hearing, but unfortunately, my mom is end stage heart failure, and I will have an inheritance coming from her that I'll just pay this off with whenever it's her time to go. So
Okay.
this problem is just temporary.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do understand, and then that's the way. Because I know how you can actually cancel out bankruptcy if you come up with some kind of income or some kind of money. So it is temporary. You're right. Okay.
All right, but I
Well,
appreciate you checking.
oh, you're welcome. We do have some specialists if you want a second opinion, or maybe they have some other options.
Yeah, I've already paid attorney fees.
No, we
But
don't. We don't charge. No, we don't charge for that. I went through a case with my family where we went through a foreclosure, and I don't want nobody else to go with. So,
yeah,
I'm kind of putting myself, here in this position to be able to help somebody, and we're not here to charge anybody anything.
right,
just to talk to you or give you some advice. We're not lawyers, so you
right,
know.
right. Yeah,
So
I've had like between text, phone calls, them reaching out and finding my mom in another state, like over 100 calls from people wanting
yeah.
to buy my house and all this kind of stuff. So I just keep blocking the calls.
I know how it is. The way you received me a little bit better than some people. Whenever, no, to be honest, whenever I call you, whenever I call somebody, the first thing they say is, "I'm not trying to sell my house." Like, you know what? I'm sorry. I mean, I do understand what you're going through. I'm not here to buy your property or ask you to sell your property. I just want to make sure you're
Yeah.
okay. I'm here to help. So
Hmm.
that's what we do. We're homeowners advocates, so that's what we kind of put ourselves to do is help people, give them options, let them know options. A little bit of knowledge doesn't hurt. To see what other options are out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we do have.
I went through all that before I got to this point, and it was just like, just flip and file it at this point.
Okay. So
So
basically, you're what you're saying is that you're already done, and you just gonna go with it as of now, and
yeah, because
but I
I've
mean,
already
yeah,
paid, filed, signed papers, the whole thing.
hmm yeah, of course.
Paid
But you
the
don't have,
attorney.
we're not charging anything. What I can do is I can leave you a number just in case, if you do need some advice or anything, you can always give us a call.
Is it the number you called me in on?
You can use that. Yeah, you can definitely use that
Okay.
number, or I can give you, another number where you can actually get a hold of me. This one, you'll be able to get a hold of any agent.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
Okay.
I'm not gonna need help, but I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
Just
Have
making
a
sure
good
you're
day.
okay. God bless you.
Thanks. You too.
Bye bye.
All right, Jose. Yeah, that's what a lot of them are. And on that call, what I heard, it was a brilliant call because you gave a third party story to bring it onto your side because they keep most of them, as you said in that call, right? They push us away. They think we got ulterior motives, that we're trying to buy their house, as you said, or we got some motives that is not in their interest. So when you told a third party story, the that was bringing her round. So that was very skillful. We need to do that. We need to be able to tell third party stories. You know, we've heard now twice Jose said, I've been through this. So We need to find a story. If we haven't been through foreclosure, we need to find a story and really get emotionally involved in that story. So when we relate that story back to somebody else who's in that position, they can hear it in our tone, in our voice, and it brings them onto our side and into our confidence. And that's the goal. And I think you got probably 90%, because at the end she gave a few clues. Okay, I don't really need you, which was a shame because I thought you got 100%, and then she was pulling away again a little bit, But I know she's gonna want to talk to you again, Jose. Yeah, probably more than anyone. Yeah, so it was good with the phone, giving her the phone numbers, offering her different phone numbers. Very personable and very professional. So good job. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never know in the future. You know, like like I was saying earlier, you never know what the future holds. So,
Mm.
God forbid that she does have another situation, or a lot of these bankruptcy, I guess they do put you on a probation period, and some
Yeah.
people don't finish and are back in the same situation they were in since the beginning.
Right.
So I always let them know, we are here to help. We can help. If
Yeah.
anything.
Wow, what a story. I mean, she had one big life event after
Yeah.
another. It kept knocking her down,
Yep.
really, really tough. And so we've got to be very empathetic and listen. Um, it's more than listening, really, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
it's listening to the extent that they know you're listening.
Hmm.
So, you hear what they're saying, and then you relate back in a way that really plucks the right strings on the heart, right?
Yeah.
So acute, active listening is required. So
It's
right,
it's like giving her a hug through the phone.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's exactly right. So very good. All right. Well, what did you think? What was your feedback on that? That was my thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of thinks that filing, chapter 13, it's over, but like as well, it's
Yeah.
never over especially
Yeah.
when, you have a drop of income and you're trying to keep up with a house and going through foreclosure. It's tough, especially
Mm,
when, she said her other income, her husband passing away,
mm.
it kind of, her income also went down because of that. So, she's going through a tough time. So that's why I really wanted to give her the number she can call. So, uh, God forbid anything happens in the future, but anything could happen.
Yeah. I will. As we learn more and more about the whole process, it would be good to explain to them what bankruptcy is. Like Julian
Yeah.
said, it's Chapter 13 foreclosure. No, it's not. It's bankruptcy is pushing the lender away so they cannot foreclose. So it's protecting the house from foreclosure. It gets delayed, the process. It's a temporary measure while you try and get the income you need to keep the house. And one thing that was missing in this story I didn't really get, and there's always a gap in our calls, is find out how much income she's making. Is she making sufficient income, to pay through that bankruptcy? Because she's going to have to make the uh, mortgage payments each month to keep the house. So, good question would be, well, did you get a job? Your income needs to be at least 33% of your income. you know, a mortgage, if it's higher than that, you're probably going to get into trouble again, you know? So that's the debt to income ratio. So, and yeah, thank you, Google. Okay. Yeah. Bankruptcy is a bit like going to war with the lender. Okay. When you mention that, it's a swear word to them, and they think, okay, battle gear goes on because you're tying the lender's hands. Okay. They want to get their money back, and you just stop them getting their money. So they're not very happy with that, right? So,
But don't you
so
still have to get something up whenever you file Chapter 13, Cody? Like if you have a car or anything that's worth.
So they do. This is where we need to be careful with what we tell people. And I think we mentioned this is bringing in a bankruptcy attorney to advise on these things or to kind of give us a rundown. But to answer your question, yeah, when you file for bankruptcy, they there's an analysis of you have to report what your assets are, and then you could be ordered to liquidate some of those assets prior to you being put on a payment plan, in order to pay back some of your creditors. But it's all situation creditor dependent, and that's all done through the courts and with a bankruptcy attorney. Typically, some places sometimes you could always represent yourself, but typically people have an attorney. So yeah, and while we're on the topic of the bankruptcy, so Graham, you hit on it, and you got this in the call too, Jose. I just want to be more intentional about it. When she says, "Yeah, I did Chapter 13, so I'm good." She seems like she thinks she's good with that bankruptcy. What we need to know, and what would be helpful later on, is ask that question. Hey, what's the plan after bankruptcy, during and after bankruptcy? Because as you said, Jose, I think Graham touched on it. She still has to be able to make these payments. So she said she got hit by a drunk driver, couldn't work, and her husband passed and lost that income. So the next logical question would be like, hey, what is your income? And Graham, you hit on that. Now, she did say what her plan was. She's planning to get an inheritance to pay that off. So she's waiting on someone to die. And sometimes when you're waiting on people to die, they have a
don't die.
habit of not dying.
Yeah.
So you don't get unlimited time on the bankruptcy. It's a temporary thing, like we know from our training. So what I would like to see us do in those situations is make sure we let them bring that up. Hey, this is temporary, right? And they're not going to wait on someone to die for their inheritance to pay that off, because the solution is for foreclosure. The solution is always to catch up, pay the lender back in one way or another. Either you catch up or the property gets sold in one way or another to catch them up and make them as whole as possible. So that will occur at some point. Again, that'll be determined by if they're filed for bankruptcy, what the terms of the bankruptcy are. That's an important part. So to just let them know when they're thinking like, yeah, this is taken care of, I'm good. It's temporary, so
No.
kind of bring that up and let that, as we're giving them their options, that they know. Yeah.
This is an important part of our job, isn't it, Cody? To truly help somebody, you want them to see the real situation and not what they hope the situation is.
Right.
Because lots of the mindset is they'll think, oh, it won't turn out as bad as we think it does. They kind of pacify themselves. Something really bad happens in life, and she's been through a lot. She's gonna try and think, well, things are gonna turn around, and you have all these things playing in your head. It's important for us to paint the right picture so they make the right decisions. We don't want them to go down the wrong path. They'll run out of time. And so it might be hard to say sometimes, but they'll thank you later. It's like your best friend, right? Will sometimes warn you or rebuke you. You don't like it at the time, but then you thank them afterwards because they saved you from a situation, right? So let's not be frightened to So we got to be careful as well. Like Cody, like you just said, Cody, we're not lawyers and we got all financial advisors. So we just point them in that direction. You know, if there's something where we think they need the law advice, we point them to a lawyer. If they think they need financial advice, we point them to a CPA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other feedback? Right, Chung, you heard that one, didn't you? Let's, I'd like to hear what you thought.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Jose did so well in connecting and sympathizing with the person, with the seller. I mean, the person going through foreclosure. That I don't. She was like, I'm not selling my house, because there's so many people calling. But we've gotten to the point where you sympathize so much that it's like we're really trying to help her. So how would that even turn around into? Would she let you buy the house as like one of the ways to save her from foreclosure?
That's
She
the
had
hope.
to come up with it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hope, right? That we're here to provide their options. Because as Jose said, I think on this call, maybe on the other one, they have literally dozens and hundreds of people calling them trying to buy their house. So they know that that's an option. What we're hoping to do truly is give them their options. Like on any other call, a non-foreclosure lead, we're just trying to gauge their interest in selling. If someone's not interested in selling at all, we're not going to talk them into selling. This is the same situation. If they want to stay in their house right now and they think that they can, and if they have the ability, they will be able to stay. So we're not going to talk them into selling if they don't want to sell, if they want to, stay and haven't, either if they want to stay or if they want to stay and haven't realized that they can't, we're not going to talk them into selling the house. Later on, if and when they both realize that they cannot stay in the house and they're willing to sell to not lose everything, which is not always the case. Sometimes they just let it go to the bitter end, have the sheriff drag me out. In that situation, we hope that they would call us because we've been different than everybody else and not trying to just buy their house. And then when we call back to check on them, as we know, these processes sometimes fall apart and their plan that they had didn't work. When we call to check back in, they'll remember us. Again, it's the hope that they'll remember that we were truly advocating for them, trying to help them out to reach their goal. And then once they do realize that they cannot stay in the house and they're willing to sell, then that's where we come in and let them know that, yeah, we work with a group of investors and we can also buy your house. That's the idea. So it's just a seed that we're planting. And, sometimes seeds don't grow, but all we can do is create the conditions that are conducive to the desired outcome, right? So we plant that seed with them and follow up with them and, see what happens. That's kind of the idea behind that.
And I'd also say this, John, a bit like negotiation. When you're negotiating with someone, the first to give the figure loses. It's the same with these calls. If you mention about buying their house, you're just like the lender. You're the enemy. All right, they know that's an option. So, but if they suggest it, then we're free to talk about it because they're bringing it up. And if they express a desire, it looks like the only solution is for me to sell my house. Or would you be interested in buying it? We'll say, yeah, let's explore that. Let's talk about that then. They've opened the door. So they have to open the door and it's vital. Otherwise, you're the enemy and you're not a home care advocate. So, because an advocate means I'm on your side. So we want what they want. Yeah, it's all about them.
Yeah.
So good points. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can learn a lot from that call. Just the way Jose to sympathizes and just like listens actively to everything and like just giving the third party stories and validating everything she says. I can learn something from that.
Yeah. And I know, Ali, you always have some good feedback. Let's see what you thought.
No feedback on that one. I think we should hop in and either go over what sellers' options are, so you guys know what that is, or like let's do some role plays and let's get into it. Jump out the
Yeah.
boat. But I feel like you guys hit all the feedback, and Jose, just seeing like the work you've done and you've put in, and obviously Jose is the guy that's generating all of our lead. Well, not all. Okay, he's generating about like 50%. He's absolutely killing it. So hopefully you guys took away something from, just listening to his calls. He's doing really, really good.
What's been helping out was not giving up on the call. Always, even if they say they got it, hey, I mean, what options did you take? Do you know about your options? That lets them kind of open up, so just not giving up on the call. Not giving up on the call is like basically let them know that I'm not giving up on them. It gives them hope.
So Ali, do you want to run through the options? Let's do that. Let's do what you suggested there. And let's go over all the options. Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to respond to Manuel. All right. So Manuel, I'll expound on that a little bit more. I was trying to type as fast as I could, but it wasn't fast enough. Okay. So, do. 1 second. I'm just trying to make a quick little
Yeah, just while we're
visual
waiting,
because I'm
who
visual.
is Zoom user? You have
Oh.
Zoom user. If you could put in your name so I know who you are. You have Zoom user.
Raffle, when is it? You missed it, Julian. You missed it.
Yeah, you didn't win. It'll be at the end. You have to stay all the way through this torturous call to get the goodies. Yeah.
All right, I'm ready. Now we can add your name to it.
What name? That's me. That was Manuel.
What?
The one I wrote in there about the BK.
Yes, I was responding to Julian. I was like, "You're Julian and Manuel."
No.
This is okay.
That-
Make that bigger. You guys can see that. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is, you guys have kind of heard foreclosure calls. You've heard us, do a couple calls. You've heard us talk about it, weeks on weeks in a row. But the question is, hey, okay, obviously we're supposed to help. We're supposed to lead with value. What really are these homeowners' options, right? So we've created kind of a cheat sheet. I can't take credit for any of this. A lot of it comes from Michael Franke. He does have a YouTube channel where he kind of breaks this down, but these are a lot of the options we've adopted for homeowners, and it works pretty well. And it's relatively condensed. So you're not going through like 50 different options on the phone with the homeowner. So the first one, and they go in this exact order. So how the situation would go is, you would say, hey, are you aware of all of your options? No, I don't know. What are my options? Okay. Well, the first one and the best option, I imagine you already talked to your lender. This is going to be a reinstatement where you pay back the entire arrears, they put the loan back into good standing, and you continue to make your payments. All right. And they might say, well, I don't have that money. I lost my job, or, my significant other passed away. Then you want to go into some different options for them where they can get this money from. One of the things I remember when we first started doing this, I didn't even think that somebody could pull from like a 401k. I didn't even think about it. And I've been doing real estate for 2-3 years. But you can ask them like, hey, do you have a 401k, a whole life insurance policy? Or you can sign up for NACA, which is also like the hardest hit fund. Have you done any, first you'd be like, do you have a 401k or maybe get a personal loan? And they'll be like, no, I don't have a 401k. I lost my job and everything I wiped out. I don't have anybody who can loan me money. Okay. Have you tried hardest hit fund. What's that? That's just a program where the government has so much money allotted to them where they can actually pay your arrears. Plus, in some cases, they might even be able to pay up your mortgage for a year. It is something you have to apply for, but that is an option for you. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, I'll definitely send you that message with the link to that. But your other option, just so you can kind of have everything in your back pocket, is doing a loan modification. This will pretty much put the arrears on the back end, and the bank and the lender will restructure a new loan with you. A lot of the qualifications on this really depends on income and your credit. You know, have either of these changed recently? And we ask this because this is a less intrusive way of asking, like, hey, has your income or your credit score changed recently? You don't want to get into people's finances, like the nitty gritty. You want to keep it, hey, has that changed? All right. And typically they'll be like, well, yeah, my credit's shot. I haven't paid in 6 months. Okay. Typically that's what they're looking at, but you know, I would still recommend applying if you want to keep the home. Right. Next, you would just keep going down the line. Bankruptcy. This is for you, Manuel. So, all right, bankruptcy. This is my least favorite option. This is basically putting a Band-Aid on an infected wound. It's something we don't recommend, my least favorite option, but what it can do is essentially buy you time. And we've seen people do that to where maybe they have a lawsuit settling or they have money coming in and they just need that extra time. But this is also something you'd have to get approved for. And it's not an end all be all. That is an option. Again, I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving you financial advice. We don't typically recommend it, but I just want to make sure I go over all these options with you. Next one, right? And I'm going to go over this really quick. Next option, you've probably gotten tons of calls about this, but that's selling for cash. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. And then obviously, you know, we do have another option where we can get a little bit of creative. And obviously this is the last option for you since you do want to keep the home. But depending on, you know, what you owe, we could be able to offer you something else where we might be able to put some money in your pocket or at least maybe help with some moving expenses. So, I mean, out of those options right now, you know, what are you leaning towards? All right. Well, I'm going to fill out the hardest hit fund. Okay, awesome. Like I said, I'm going to send you that link. I hope it works for you. All right. If it doesn't, I just want to make sure you get this filled out. So when do you think you'll be able to get that done? I'll get it done Tuesday. Okay. So if I give you a call Wednesday, I just want to make sure you get it in. It is time sensitive as well. Okay. All right. Perfect. Now, those are the options. Essentially what you're doing is you're not trying to steer them one way or another. You give them the options. You encourage them to explore whatever option they want and use whatever option as a follow-up. So they said they wanted to fill out the hardest hit fund. Okay, cool. It's time sensitive. I just want to make sure you get it done and that you're taken care of. Or is it okay if I follow up with you Wednesday or whatever day? 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, yeah, that's completely fine. Right? So that's typically what you want to do. And those are the options that our callers have available to them. Took longer than expected. Questions?
That's a really good rundown, Ali. I'm really glad that we have this recorded. And if I were you, I'd listen to the recording. I know when you're learning anything new, it takes a number of times listening to it. And I recommend you listen to this if this is new, at least 5 times, you know. So it's really good teaching. Thank you, Ali. Very clear.
Yeah. And then just to answer Julian, right? So any option they choose is a good option. The reason is, from what we're seeing, is a lot of these don't go through, right? They try to take out from their 401k. They try the hardest hit fund. Most of the time, the people we're calling, they're like a month out from auction right now. That's where we're targeting. They have buried their head in the sand for 4, 6 months, I think TJ said somebody 20 years. They're not very proactive. So a lot of times you might give them all these resources and they're still not going to fill it out. So as long as what you really want to do is you want to get on their side, encourage them, and use, what you gave them as a reason to follow up. Most loan modifications don't go through. Even when people file bankruptcy, you have to get approved. If you don't have income, you're not going to get approved. Okay. If your credit's shot, loan mods are not going to work. Not many people can cough up 20, 30,000, or else they wouldn't be in, the foreclosure situation. So now that cancels out 1, 2, 3. Hey, look, I know you explored this. I know you want to keep the home, but right now we have to figure out what's best for you. So a lot of it is follow up for sure.
Excellent. I think what we'll do now is do some role play. So it'd be good. Oh, Jose Blanco. Yeah, good to see you on the call. Yeah. And Julian, if you can put your cameras on, because it's good with role play when we have the cameras on. Thank you for putting your camera on, Jose. Thank you, Julian. And thank you for coming again. I think this is your third time. Yeah. Would you like a go at role play, Julian?
Sure, let's try it.
Yeah. And Cody Cody is in foreclosure, okay? So he'll start by saying ring, ring. And let's try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hello, is this Cody?
Yeah, who's this?
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, my name is Julian with Home Buyers Network. Are you still selling on 123 Main Street?
Yeah, it's for sale.
Hang on, Julian. We're not
I mean,
doing
it's a foreclosure.
Yeah, the foreclosure one that's on the screen. Can you see the screen?
I didn't put the intro up there. I didn't share the full.
Oh, you didn't show the full screen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me. All right. So I put the types in the chat.
Okay, I'll try my best.
Yeah.
You
Let me get
did,
the intro.
yeah.
I'll put it in the
Yeah,
chat.
no
yeah,
worries.
yeah.
No problem, man.
I appreciate you trying, yeah, because that's how you grow. We call it stepping out the boat, right? So,
Yeah.
All right.
So
Intro's in the
Julian,
chat.
real quick. Oh, there it is. Yep. Do you see it in the chat?
Yes.
Okay. I know sometimes it's hard to see if you're on a phone or something like that. So you can see it okay?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So that's the intro right there. That
Okay.
should go
So,
after I say hello.
okay.
All right.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Hey, seller. This is Julian. I see that your lender is giving you a tough time. I hope you have it handled. But I wanted to see if there was anything I could do to help.
Yeah. I mean, how can you help?
There's a few options that we can potentially see how we can help. Have you thought of a reinstatement?
What's that? Just paying it off or something? Paying back what I owe?
Yes, potentially you just pay back what you owe on your mortgage, and we just get the ball rolling back like nothing ever happened. Or if that potentially, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that'd be great, man. But I just don't really have the money to do that, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. I understand where you're coming from. What do you think about a loan modification?
What's that?
Basically, I think you apply. No, that's a bankruptcy. You modify your loan. Basically, I'm guessing right now that you just get like a lower payment maybe, or
Ali's got that up on the screen if you want to look at it. Can you see?
oh yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can do this if it's 37 days before your auction day. This will put the arrears on the back end of the loan, making a new payment plan. They will want to see more income and for you to have a good credit score.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think so, man. My credit's shot, and the income is still the same as before. So yeah, I don't think that'll work.
Okay. Well, have you ever thought about maybe filing a bankruptcy?
Yeah, I didn't really.
I know it's
I didn't
tough.
really want to do that. Yeah, because I don't want to totally destroy my credit.
Right. Well, this is basically putting a band-aid on an infected wound. It will stop the immediate situation, but it does not solve the problem. Doing this can stop the sale for 30 to 60 days, but the bankruptcy would stay with you for close to 6 to 7 years. This is a last-minute resort. I do not recommend this. This is a Hail Mary. This has qualifications that you have to meet. This will buy you time, but it's not something you will always get approved.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of afraid of. That I don't really know if I'll qualify, and then I don't want that on my credit, man. So I mean, is there anything else?
You can always sell cash. It can go real fast. I mean, the option you already know. You probably got calls on this, but I mean, that's another option.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what kind of would that look like, man? Because I mean, I don't really have any other option. I think this thing is coming up pretty soon, so could be.
Yeah, I think we would have to get creative, and it would just depend on equity that you have in the house, the medium amount of the time. I'm guessing, right? So then, is that part of number 5? Oh, that's completely different.
You merged it in together, but I mean,
Okay.
hey, for doing the first read along, it's not bad at all. I mean, I appreciate you putting yourself out there. But yeah, 4 and 5, they're two different ones. So
Okay. Selling
we'll just
cash, I would guess. Yeah, I mean, selling cash. I'm thinking this would be like a sub 2, right? We're trying to get you into another home. Just give you cash enough to get you into your next house, right? Or
well,
Sub 2 would be a different option, or there could be a hybrid or something going on.
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
but it's gonna depend.
Right on. Well, hey.
Great job,
I tried.
Julian. Yeah, let everyone
Yeah.
give it up for Julian. Yeah, I mean, he stepped out there, right? That's really cool. That's
Thank you.
courage, and also you've gone a long way into understanding, probably more than you would have if you didn't step out, right? so now you're on your
Courage
journey.
and
Yeah,
definitely.
a good job. I really admire that. Yeah. All
Thank
right,
you guys.
Ali, drum roll for everyone. I think we're going to do a drawing now, aren't we? See who's won this
Oh.
amazing prize. Now we've learned how to do these calls. Gonna get some leads. All right.
Yeah.
Put the more leads on they, Ali.
Yes, we are giving away some of our data. At this point, I think I checked in with QA and we pulled probably closer to 14,000 records so far. A lot of the data is coming from county, which means that it's very fresh, right? So typically county data is king, because what happens with this data is your prop stream, your prop stream batch leads, wherever else you're pulling information from, they're typically 2-3 weeks behind county from what we're seeing. So this gives you kind of that upper hand. And our goal here at REI is pretty much to be the best and the fastest at every step of the process. So we're going to give you guys some of that data. It's going to be a mix of some of those newer ones that, hey, they just got the paper with less than 10 days ago. And then we're also going to give you guys some ones where foreclosure is around the corner, meaning maybe a month out. So going to give you guys a mix of that. And we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. Let's see who's here. Let me see.
These are more than leads as well, aren't they, Alec? They have the phone numbers, so you don't have to skip trace. It's been done for you. So this is amazing.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
So we skip traced it already. You already have the phone numbers for them, and we also scrubbed against DNC. Doesn't mean you won't have somebody that says I'm on the DNC, but anybody that's actually registered, we have already pulled out and filtered out for you guys. So I'm going to share screen. I can't really see who's here, so we'll see. These are all the people that ended up signing up, which was more than I expected. So appreciate you guys. Anybody else want to add on that's not in here? And Manuel, no, I don't have California. I'm sorry. Wasn't there one more person? Or am I tripping?
It's still a mystery who the Zoom user is. If you want to speak up and tell us who you are, I can add you.
There you go.
Oh, my name is Pablo. My bad. I sent it in the chat. I thought you guys read it.
Oh, I saw the name Pablo and I was like, that's random.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to change my username next time.
No, you're fine. Appreciate you showing up, Pablo. All
All
right.
right. Thank you.
And was there anybody else?
And that's my boy. I bring it in. I bring Pablo in.
Yeah.
Nice, Manuel. Okay.
Yay.
Who was it? It was somebody with a J. Was it Julian? I'm got to spin the wheel. That's why I'm asking.
You have my other email with the H.
Oh, oh,
so
okay,
it's
you're
good.
doing it. Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Unless that's another Julian right there.
We're gonna find
I
out when
can't
we go
really
back and
see.
look.
On that green one.
All right.
There's
All right. Last call. I'm done. I'm spinning it. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go.
All right. Look at that go. Hey, is it Anthony or is it Marcy?
Marcy.
Oh.
Marcy. Hey.
Yay.
I saw Marcy in here.
Yeah.
All right. Marcy, let's go. So
awesome.
We're gonna get you. Are you still doing like agent outreach, or are you doing more like pre-foreclosures now?
I'm doing I'm doing more direct to seller actually, so
Nice.
that's good.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, hopefully this
Thank
will
you.
supplement that. Yep. I'll be reaching out to you tomorrow and we'll get you that list. All right.
Awesome.
So Marcy.
Can we have a second place? Let's have a second place,
Yeah.
Ali. Yeah.
Okay, we're spinning 2. Okay. Let's go again.
All right, Julian.
Julian.
Yeah, there we go. You're on your way in
Let's
as well.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, wow, I never win anything.
Yeah, you have now. Yeah.
I play the lotto and never win. But that's awesome. Okay, we got Julian done as well. Awesome.
We gotta have a third place, Ali. I mean,
What? Graham's gonna be like, just spin it till everybody gets it. All right, one more spin.
It's Pablo. Yay, Zoom user.
Pablo.
Thank you. Remind me to change my username.
Yeah, we'd like to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Pablo.
Right.
Next time for sure.
Yeah.
Next time, I'll try.
All right. Congratulations, everyone. We'll definitely have to do this thing again, won't we? Eh? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll raffle off a lot of stuff. Next time I think we're gonna raffle off some equity in REI conveyor belt. So stay tuned for that one. All right. Some business coaching with Shad. He already agreed. We got it all. Some headsets from Cody. It's all coming.
Well, thanks everyone for coming and participating. Thank you for Julian stepping out. It's like seeing a newborn, right? I think you're on your way. So congratulations and everyone who contributed. Let's see if we can all follow in Jose's footsteps and make some really good connections this week. So the next time we'll meet will be Monday. So you'll have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to close the deal, right? And tell us all about it on Monday. That'll be great. All right. Any questions before we disappear?
Yes, Pablo, send me like your contact information or a message on Facebook or something.
All right, I will. Can you send me Paula, what's her contact information? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I'm waiting on you.
All right.
Because I never saw your Facebook post. I never saw that name. So that's why.
Oh, is there a way I could send it through you separately here?
I don't know. If you see my number on the screen, you can just text me.
Oh, all right then. I'll send you a text right now.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys, that is it for the winners. I will reach out to you and we'll get you that list of leads. But other than that, yeah, like Graham said, that's it. We will see you guys back Monday for our normal cold call stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, Sally. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Cody.
Thanks, you guys.
Jose,
All right,
everyone.
have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you guys.